Hi Leo, welcome to September. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So what's coming up for Leo in September? We have a full moon in Pisces on the 14th, 13th if you're on the Pacific coast, and a new moon in Libra on the 28th. And we'll get into that later in the reading. For now, I want to just focus on, let's see what the cards say. So, and Saturn goes direct on the 18th. Then we have the solstice. This is a month of endings and new beginnings, new cycles. We're starting a new cycle. The end of summer, the beginning of, if you're in the northern hemisphere, or the end of winter if you're in the southern hemisphere. So energies are shifting in September. So what does Leo need to know about love and relationships in the month of September? What does Leo need to know about love and relationships for the month of September? May only the highest forces be present to ensure that the truth be told. What's coming up for Leo for the month of September? The Six of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Four of Cups in the past, the Hierophant, the Two of Cups, the Ten of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Hermit, the Ace of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. That's exciting, Leo. Okay, so you're starting off the month with the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is about healing from the past and possibly reconnecting with someone from the past. The Six of Cups brings harmony and moving, it's like you've learned from the past mistakes and you've healed from that experience, and now you want to move into a better environment or more harmony. With this card, you could be offering your love to someone or wanting to reconnect with someone from the past, or someone may be approaching you for a reconciliation. And you have the Three of Pentacles here, so this reconnection could be successful. With the Three of Pentacles, this is a card of career success and recognition. So things could be shaping up for you in your career. You could be feeling that people are finally recognizing your talent and what you bring to the table. But in addition to that, I feel, so there could be some career success that's also giving you confidence. And if it's a career thing, you might be working with people that you had worked with in the past, or you might be connecting with people from the past, because the Six of Cups always means bringing something from the past into the present so that you can make it better. It's like the second time. You're getting a second chance at something. And sometimes if it's not an actual person from the immediate past, it could be a past life connection. So you could connect with someone that you just feel an instant spark with or an instant familiarity with. And you feel like this, I really resonate with this person and I really want to take this forward. Or I want to make my future, I want to have a connection with this person. The Four of Cups in the past, you may have been feeling bored, unfulfilled, maybe not appreciated in your situation. So you might have been in a relationship where you felt, or that could have been the past problem, that you didn't feel valued in the relationship, or you didn't feel, you were just bored. And you had offers of love in the past, but you just weren't interested in them. They weren't what you were looking for. So this is a card of sitting on the fence, kind of not really wanting to change your situation, even though you weren't happy with it. You just didn't want to make that effort. You didn't want to make that change. With the Hierophant, in the recent past, you could have been dealing... Now, the Hierophant sometimes can represent a Taurus. And I'm not seeing any court cards here, other than cups and pentacles and wands, mostly cups. So you could be dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You could also be dealing with a Taurus. But even if it's not the sign, the Hierophant represents someone who is a little bit on the stubborn side, conservative. So you might have been in a relationship with someone who is very stuck in their ways, or very stuck to a certain path that you felt maybe they were too conservative or too not open to change. But the Hierophant also represents sharing your wisdom and connecting. So if it's a career situation, you might be working with government or an institution that's been around for a long time. In a relationship, the Hierophant can represent someone who had a lot of knowledge and wisdom to share. Someone whose opinion you might respect, even though you felt they're a little stuffy. But the Hierophant represents stability, even though it represents a little bit inflexibility, or someone who had rigid rules and regulations. So it could either be a company that you were working for that was very strict, had a lot of strict policies, or a relationship where you might have felt it was kind of stifling your creativity. You couldn't be yourself in this relationship. Maybe that was part of the problem. Coming up into the future, though, you have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a soulmate connection. So if you're connecting with someone in September, whether it's for business purpose, it could be a business partnership, but if it's a love relationship, and I feel like it could be, for a lot of people, for some of you it could be a love relationship, for others it could be some type of creative partnership where you're working on some kind of creative project. The Two of Cups means that you're both on the same page. You're thinking, you're finishing each other's sentences, you're really extremely compatible, you feel a strong connection. And with the Ten of Wands, you're finishing up something that has been a burden to you. The Ten of Wands is you've been carrying a heavy burden. And you're feeling like, I've been working so hard toward this goal, or I've been carrying a really heavy load, and I really want to put it down. So for some of you, it could be a work project that you're finally coming to the end, you're completing. For others, it could be a relationship where you've been just carrying the burden of the relationship. And you're just tired. You just want to put your burdens down. And this new partnership, I feel like there could be a potential new partnership that can help take away some of that burden. Where you feel like there's hope. I'm not just the person doing all the work. You have the Five of Cups here in your negative thinking sector. So I feel like you could have, some of you might have either separated from someone. This is a card of regret and disappointment and a sense of loss. So maybe you're looking at the past and you're feeling a sense of regret over some of the things that happened and wishing that things had turned out differently. That maybe you had made different choices or different decisions. This is a person who's really looking back at all their losses and, reviewing the past and feeling a sense of sorrow at what has been lost. But it doesn't mean that everything is completely done, because there are still two cups that are still full. You can't see that as much in this card. Well, here you have the woman here with the two cups, and the three cups are spilt. So yes, things have been spilt, and this is like red wine, but it could also be, it almost looks like blood. Like blood has been severed, has been spilt. So you may have had a painful breakup where that was very hurtful to the people involved, both people. And you're thinking back on it and feeling a sense of regret, wishing that things had been different, that you had done things differently. But it's not over, because you have these two cups that are still full. If you focus on the positive instead of focusing on what went wrong, focusing on what could go right, you could maybe reconnect and make things better the second time around. Because that's the energy of the Six of Cups, is like healing from the past, learning the lessons of the past, and then with that knowledge, making the future better. So if you're reconnecting with someone that you broke up with maybe, or reconnecting with someone, you're not going to make the same mistakes. Even if it's not reconnecting with the past, even if the past is gone and you're starting something new, you're going to bring the past into the new. You're going to bring your past lessons and your past mistakes so that you're not going to make you're not going to do the same thing over again. So if you have a new opportunity for love, you have learned lessons that you won't repeat. That's the energy of the Six of Cups. So either you're connecting with someone from the past to have a second chance, or you're starting something new and bringing the lessons from the past into the new. And in your environment, you have the Hermit. So if you're thinking about someone, this person is in a hermit mode. This person hasn't been really socializing. This person's been doing a lot of thinking. What's right for me? What do I need in my life? They've been kind of isolated and alone. But you have this potential, this Ace of Cups. You have the potential for a new beginning in love. And this is in your wish fulfillment. I think you really want this new beginning. Maybe you want to make up for some of you, I feel like you want to make up for the past mistakes. You want to do it right this time. But the person you're connecting with may be not so sure about the reconciliation, because the Hermit, they're doing a lot of thinking. Like, I don't know, do I want this person back? Am I going to get hurt again? What do I really, is this relationship right for me? So you might have to really convince this person that things have changed, that you are sincere. And here you have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is doors opening up, messages of love, arrows of love, things happening quickly. Maybe a journey, travel. If you have a message you really want to connect with someone, you have a message to tell, an urgent message. It's almost like if you've met someone new, feelings could have developed quickly. If it's reconnecting with someone from the past, even then, the emotions, there's a sense of urgency or speed with the Eight of Wands. So you may be wanting to move in really quickly. Like, let's get back together. Let's make if you're wanting to reconnect with someone, it's like you want it to happen fast. You don't want to wait anymore. You're done with this Four of Cups energy where you're just sitting on the fence. You want things to take action. You want to take action. You want to put down the burden and move forward with this new beginning. But you may have some issues with the person who's contemplating. I don't know if they're not sure if this is the right thing. But you should definitely try, because you have so much. I feel like there's strong compatibility here. And you can have a new beginning with someone. And it could be positive. You have the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Wands. There's hope. And it will be a help to both of you. Because the Ten of Wands, like you're coming to the end of a difficult time. When you reach the 10, it can't get any worse. Your burdens can't get any heavier. It's like the end of a cycle. You've paid your dues, you're ready to put the burden down and have this new beginning. So whatever's been burdening you, whatever you've been carrying, you can release it through communication. Maybe you just need to speak to someone, and maybe you've been carrying this heavy weight in your heart and you just need to release it through communication and make peace with it. So it looks good for you, Leo, for love in September. You can have a new beginning. And that new beginning may even be a connection with someone. from the past. And if it's a career situation, the Eight of Wands means opportunity. Things happening, doors opening. Things are going to start to move. If things have felt stagnant and slow to get off the ground, then career-wise, things are going to start to move for you as well. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So the full moon happens in your 8th house. And the moon is conjunct Neptune in the 8th, and it's opposing the sun and Mars in the 2nd. These are your money houses. So you may be seeking financial support, but there's some deception around that, confusion, because you have the Neptune influence. If you're looking for support from someone, maybe a woman or some organization, you have to look deeper. There may be some glitches that you have to look into. The 8th house can also represent intimacy. And you're in the 2nd house with Mars, you're wanting to move ahead. I feel like you have a message to deliver because you have Mercury and Venus coming together around this full moon at the 29th degree. It's almost like you're wanting to finish up a cycle. You want to have closure. You need to communicate something. You need to clear up the confusion. There's a lot of confusion around either money. You might be finishing up some issue around money with a relationship. But Jupiter is in your 5th house, T-squaring this full moon. So it's really supporting creative self-expression. It's supporting you breaking out and being who you are. So if there's a relationship that's been stifling you, it would be good to reach out to friends and other groups and communication. You speak your truth. So if you have something to say to someone, you might feel this urgency, a sense of urgency to communicate with someone at this time. Pluto is also affecting, actually Pluto is favoring this moon because it's sextile the moon and it's also trining the sun from your 6th house. So the 6th house is the house of service. If you feel like you've been carrying a heavy burden and you've been doing all the work in a situation and you haven't had a lot of help, now is the time to speak up about it and reach some type of clarity and to change the situation, because in carrying this burden, even maybe you've been carrying it by yourself, it's been affecting your health in some way. You have to change your habits. You might be spending too much energy in service of others or sacrificing too much for someone else where it's affecting your health. So you have to speak up about it and ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes Leo has a lot of pride and Leo doesn't like to ask for help. They just want to soldier on. No, I can handle it, I can do it, but you're killing yourself in the process. So ask for help. But you definitely have an auspicious time for beginnings, especially with this new moon in Libra now. The new moon in Libra is falling in the 3rd house, and that's on the 28th at the end of the month. So communication is going to be really important. If you do meet someone, if you're not in a relationship and you're looking to meet someone, you can meet someone right in your neighborhood, like your next door neighbor, or in your local environment, or through brothers and sisters, or you could have a new beginning with your brothers and sisters, like because the 3rd house is siblings, aunts, uncles, relatives, neighbors. And in Libra, it could give you things. It can bring more harmony to the relationship, to this new beginning. And this new moon in Libra is opposed by Chiron in the 9th house. So there is some healing that needs to be done. Uranus is affecting the new moon from the 10th house. It's an inconjunct aspect. So there could be some annoying things happening in your career that are interfering with this new beginning. But you have Venus going through the 3rd house. You have Jupiter in the 5th. the third house is the house of communication. So I really feel it's important for you to speak your truth in September. That could help you to create new beginnings. Don't be afraid to send a message out. Don't be afraid to connect with others and speak your mind. Tell people what you feel, what you need. With Jupiter going through the fifth house, you have this opportunity to have a romance. I mean, Jupiter brings opportunity. Jupiter's in your fifth house, and it's sextiling Venus at this new moon. So it's a really favorable time for romance and connecting with others. Don't let it pass you by. The only thing you may have to watch out for is Neptune in the 8th, because Neptune can bring confusion and deception around money, financial matters. So if you're in the process of having any kind of financial dealings, you want to make sure you know exactly what you're signing, what you're getting into. If someone's presenting you with any contracts, just read the fine print and check all the details. Make sure you know what's going on, because there could be some things hidden and obscured with Neptune energy. Unless you're doing a creative project. If you're doing something that involves art or creativity, Neptune then supports you from its positive side. Then you can bring in financial support through some type of creative project where you can get funding from other sources, maybe from a partner's income even, through some type of creative project. So I feel like there's also like positive energy around creativity and self-expression. And children, the fifth house represents children. You've got Jupiter in the fifth house. So your children, if you have children, they could be supportive right now. They could be a blessing to you. So love looks great. Career looks great. New opportunities, new beginnings for September. But the most important thing is communication. You have to speak your truth. If you have a message to deliver, make sure you get it to the right parties. Don't be afraid to reach out and speak bare your soul, bare your heart. Communicate your feelings. Don't be afraid, because that's going to turn everything around. That's what will make this new beginning possible. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Leo, and I wish you much luck and love for September. If you'd like a private reading, just contact me from the link in the description box and we can get you on the schedule for those. And thank you everyone for liking and subscribing and sharing my videos. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for those who've ordered readings. I really appreciate your support. If you're new, welcome. And if you liked this video and found it helpful, please like it. Please subscribe. And I hope everything is wonderful for you in September. I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.